Mission 3. Destroyer of Ardor. Overcome the trial and acquire the Pride of the Lion. Good morning, afternoon, evening, boys, girls, and those in between. My name is MegaAlexiel, and welcome back to Let's Play Devil May Cry. In the last part, we received Alistair, a lightning sword with a lightning devil trapped inside, and gave us the power of Devil Trigger. We also acquired the shotgun, and took on our first new enemy since starting the game, the Sin Scissors. But now it's time to talk about upgrades, as well as some trivia. So, Alistair is named after the same character by the same name from Beautiful Joe, another work by Hideki Kamiya. In fact, the sword Alistair uses is the exact same design. And here's some bonus Okami trivia for you. The Midnight Wonder Boy is a reference to the Midnight Thunder Boy. Just thought I'd point that out, since in the Okami LP, I never mentioned that. Granted, that LP was left unfinished. You get the idea. But let's talk about Alistair's upgrades. There's not many to choose from, and they're hella expensive. So, we have Stinger. With lightning speed, plunge the sword into enemies. This is mainly used for traversal, but it's also for, like, combo extenders. Round Trip lets you throw the sword like a boomerang. Air Hike is essentially a double jump. Air Raid, become airborne and be capable of performing aerial electrocution attacks. Air Raid is really useful. As well as Vortex. It's basically an in-air stinger, but it's more maneuverable. So we're gonna acquire Stinger. And you can also upgrade to levels 2 and 3. It just increases range. We're also gonna buy a purple orb, and give us one extra sigil of DT. With that being said, mission start. We can't leave. We're in some, like, weird pulsating room, it seems. So Stinger is done by holding R1 and holding the sword button. Now, you're probably wondering, why are you playing the PS2 version anyway? Now, we're asking that 3 episodes in. Well, reason being, I prefer the PS2 version. I'm weird like that. Now, the HD collections of 1, 2, and 3 for Devil May Cry actually add quality of life changes, but they also ruin a bunch of visual stuff, like alpha texturing, and in DMC3's case, you can't see past Dante's hair. It's annoying, to say the least. But there's other things. I just grew up with this version more. Now, Devil May Cry 1, on the HD collection version, as well as just any other HD version of the game, the controls are basically like how the games play from DMC2 onward. So I'd recommend that version. But if you're somebody who prefers, like, graphical styles and other things being preserved, then stick with the original. The Pride of the Lion is granted only to those who choose the path of trials. That was an example of alpha texturing. Basically, the aura around that. I will flash up more examples. But it looks like we're outside now. That view of the castle looks pretty. And that skybox looks pretty too. Now, another thing, in the HD version of the game, I mentioned graphical stuff was kind of busted. This skybox is one of those things.
Huh?
In fact, there's a whole video chronicling everything that I'm talking about. So I'd highly recommend that. I'm gonna link it in the description. The symbol resembles the staff of Hermes that is supposed the art of alchemy. I can feel some kind of mysterious force, but I can't quite understand yet. And we got this weird looking altar here. It states, "Go back to the path, and thou shalt return to the abyss. With thy lion heart, and thou shalt receive the pride of the lion." We also got this weird moving texture down here. Yeah, we try to pass, and halfway, the bridge just crumbles. We are now in the water. Our health is quickly draining. We got some skulls. These skull enemies used to freak me out as a kid. The shotgun absolutely dismantles them. And if for some reason you ever want to cross again, you'd have to platform. Now the camera angle is a little bit not too generous, so you don't have to until much later. But now that we've done that, the pride of the lion is ours to acquire. Pride of the lion, a sign of the strong. It allows confrontation with the lion gatekeeper. But there's a catch. Alistair senses something. A giant enemy spider.
What a big surprise. I hope for your sake you got something inside that big body of yours.
This is the Phantom, a giant lava scorpion spider. So fun fact, you can shoot these right back at him. Ah. Now, if you can get up on his back, you can just keep wailing on him. But of course, it's also not that easy. Guess what we gotta watch again? Oh, I should also mention, pressing select will bring up the pause menu. I know, weird. Here we have our options. Oh, and depending on what weapon you have equipped, this menu changes. So we can change this to stereo. Or monorail. I prefer having it on monorail personally, but you can do that. So we have control type A and control type B. This basically just changes the shoot and examine buttons and the sword button. That's pretty much it. And of course, pressing start will bring us this menu. We also got the map. It's not really that useful, if I'm being honest. We got a mission statement here. We got some enemies. We got the marionettes, the Bloody Murray, Sin Scissors, and the Phantom, and the Sargasso, which is what those skulls were. So, we'll read these later. Acquire the Pride of the Lion. Press select and you can skip the cutscene. Now what I want to do... Ow. Is I want to jump on his back. Yep, he can also create vortexes. Ah, shit. The shotgun isn't very useful on him, unfortunately. But yeah, for a first timer, it usually takes 1 or 2 attempts. Sometimes more if you're unfortunate. But upon his death, he drops a crap ton of red orbs and a green orb. And to end the mission, we just go back the way we came. And because we died and our performance was pretty average, we got a C. But it gave us 771 orbs. Not bad. But we're not done here yet. I figured we can fit 2 missions into this video. So let's go ahead and do just that. Because the next mission is pretty short. Mission 4, Black Knight. Display one's strength to the lion and open the path. Acquire the Melancholy soul. I would recommend getting air raid right now. Trust me when I say this, the earlier you get air raid, the better. Now there is one thing. If we go back in here, we got our first secret mission, Phantom Baby. Defeat 100 Phantom Babies within the time limit. There's more up here. Or rather, yeah, there are. So my recommendation is just take out the ones there You get no penalty for failing a secret mission, by the way. But we're gonna try it again. Now, if you're thinking the shotgun takes too long, then consider switching over to Ebony and Ivory. Oh, we just barely did it, too. Oh, no, we did it. Yeah, you get a blue orb fragment for completing secret missions. I'm gonna have to go back and see how much time we had left on that, because honestly, I'm rather curious. But I'm switching back to the shotgun. Now we can come down here. You have to run from Phantom. However, you can fight and defeat him if you want to. Or if you're able. I clearly wasn't able. So I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna run into the door. And when we go back outside, he's not here. The puppets take over. I forgot to switch back to my shotgun. That's the part of the line. Yeah, when you die, it doesn't really remember the last thing you did. So it is as I said, after 5 or so deaths, sometimes it's 3. If you're playing on normal mode or any other higher difficulty, spoiler, there's more, then you will have access to easy mode once again. And the next time it pops up, I will be switching over to easy mode, just to make this playthrough a little more bearable. You don't get a penalty for it, I don't think, but it is rather convenient. Because the PS2 version is slightly more difficult than the HD collection version, or any other version for that matter. You, of course, don't have to fight all these enemies. I'm just fighting them anyway for the extra orbs. We got about 200 from that. Not bad. But, of course, we're here for the real test. There's an immense power that will not allow anyone to get closer. Before I can confront the lion, I need a sign. Shall I use Pride of the Lion? Here sleeps the gatekeeper. Magical destruction will awaken him. That means just attack it. And we get a new enemy. This is the Shadow. A Shadow Kitty. I highly recommend firing at him with the shotgun and just evading his attacks. Deal enough damage to him, and eventually he should show his core. There it is. Now, after enough time, he'll just explode. Now, the normal death animation, when he grabs you, is actually really cool, and I didn't see it before until I streamed this game. So, I thought it was really funny. I'll share the clip of it right here, if I have it. This is Shadow. He is a Shadow Kitty. He would later show up as V's familiar in Devil May Cry 5. Oh shit! I've never seen that death screen before. What? Holy shit, that was brutal. I've never actually seen that death screen before. Yeah, pretty funny, huh? Anyway, now we can go in here. Hey, buddy, how's it going? So now we're in like a spiral staircase. Pretty cool. But of course, the heavy rock music's playing, which means there's more enemies about. Or are there? Yep. Now, we could go over to that. But there's also a thing up here. You can just straight up jump to it if you want to. Death Sentence. A decorative sword used for rituals. It cannot be used as a weapon. It's about as big as one. But yeah, if you keep walking up here, you'll eventually go around to it. There's something written. The sword is the key to freeing the soul. The key resides at the highest place, which is right here. So, yeah, you can just wall kick up to that. It's not too difficult. And we're in a fancy looking bedroom with a giant mirror. It's an amazingly beautiful mirror, but still, there's something dark and evil deep within its reflection, as if it's trying to suck me inside. An emblem of a sun is engraved. There's something written beneath it. The brightness of the guiding light will scorch you. Only those who can bear the light can open a new path. There are documents here that were probably used for diplomacy with the neighboring countries. It's sealed shut by immense power. This must have been where the castellans sleep. If you jump up here, another red orb cache. It's a rather small one this time around. There's a note left by a Castellan. Often I feel that the time passes awkwardly around here. In some places, the flowers never die. In other places, they wither ever so quickly. I cannot stay here very long, for I know my sanity will leave me. So, it's theorized that Mundus being on this island is the reason this castle is so weird. But there's also a divinity statue here, which means time to stock up. We can't really do anything for Alistair because of our poor performance, but I can buy something a little extra. Or so I thought. So I'm gonna buy a blue orb, because Lord knows I need the extra health. Now you're probably wondering, what are we doing here? It's a statue of a female with a melancholic expression. There's an opening to place something. Shall I use the death sentence? Melancholy soul. An ornament resembling a soul. When activated, it loses its power over time. But Alistair senses something. In the mirror.
This stinking hole was the last place I thought I'd find anyone with some guts.
Now we can't leave. Let's go confront our mysterious Black Knight. We got a really pretty looking courtyard out here. Get ready for the best song in the game. This is Nello Angelo. This is Mundus's personal knight. And he's also going to be our rival character. He pretty much is one-to-one with Dante. He can block, he can throw projectiles, he has a wide swing and a 3-hit combo. Devil Trigger and Stinger is your best bet. But there's a reason I asked you to pick up Air Raid. Is Air Raid can actually trip him up. Up. I actually forgot how to use Air Raid, I'm not gonna lie. In fact, it should just tell you. Hold R1 while jumping in Devil Trigger state. Press X or square to strike election. Wait, did it say jump? Okay, gotcha. Well, Devil Trigger will also dismantle him, so. Oh, shit. Yep, he can taunt us. Yeah, by pressing R2, you also can taunt. Oh, I figured out how to do it now. You have to hold it while you jump. Or no, you have to hold it after you jump. Excuse me. Oh, he's over there now. Let's use Devil Trigger to heal up just a little bit. He'll try to sneak attack you. Oh shit, nope. Oh. Oh! Oh, nope. No, you don't. Oh. Phew. We're like an inch from death. Oh no, he's got hands. And thus ends Mission 4. That took us 18 minutes. And we got a D because we died so many times. But with that being said, I think this is now a good place to end off this video. And now, we also got a little thing for how many secret missions we did. Yippee! So, next time, we'll be playing more Devil May Cry. I've been MegaAlexiel. See you guys next time. Ciao!